I have put this table actually in order to provide an understanding of how a waqf is different from zakat and from other sadaqat nafila. So zakat, which is sadaqah wajiba, and sadaqah is sadaqah nafila, is voluntary charity, and waqf. So what is zakah? Zakah is obligatory. Of course, it is sadaqah wajiba and is performed by those who meet the qualification and threshold. Zakat can be performed by anyone who meet the qualification of being a sahib in nisab. So he has a wealth of certain threshold and he qualifies for that, and there is a hawla and a hawl, there is a passage of 1 year on his wealth, then he will be liable to pay zakah. But for sadaqah nafila, you can pay it anytime. You can do a sadaqah during the day, night, whenever you want. Waqf is non-obligatory, flexible. So sadaqah and waqf are equal in these five things actually, and then there will be a difference of waqf from a sadaqah. Zakah is only once in a year. So if someone is paying twice a year, then it means zakah is paid once in a year, and the addition will be taken as a sadaqah nafila. So flexible, and waqf is flexible in terms of whatever you want to do waqf of or sadaqah of. Specific percentage of saving wealth, zakat is 2.5%, for example, of the wealth that has been saved, and sadaqah is flexible, whatever you want to do in waqf as well. Defined heads of beneficiaries. So in zakat, it is defined who can benefit from a zakat. In the Quranic verses, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has already mentioned this. إنما الصدقات للفقراء والمساكين والعاملين عليها والمؤلفة قلوبهم وفي الرقاب والغاربين وفي سبيل الله وفي السبيل. So 8 beneficiaries have already mentioned. So zakat can be applied to them only. In sadaqah, it is flexible. You do with anyone. Sadaqah nafila. In waqf as well, it is flexible. Zakat is not allowed for giver to benefit itself. So someone who is distributing zakah or giving zakah, if he wants to benefit himself, it is not allowed for him. Donor cannot benefit itself. In sadaqah as well, it is not allowed. In waqf, it is allowed. A waqif can benefit itself. So for example, I make a waqf and I say, okay, this is a waqf, but till the time I'm alive, I will get the revenues of this waqf. After my demise, this will be going to waqf. Then it is okay. So waqif can benefit. This is a distinguishing feature compared to a zakat and sadaqah nafila. And then zakat is not allowed for rich and wealthy. Also, sadaqah, rich cannot benefit. Waqf is flexible. Rich and poor both can benefit from a waqf. So I make a family waqf, for example, waqf ahli or waqf zurri. I say, okay, the 30% of this waqf revenues should go to my progeny, to my children, for example. So irrespective of whether they are rich or poor, it can be applied in this way. Waqf is very flexible in this. And then what are the differences? Transfer of ownership. In waqf, the recipient doesn't become, or the beneficiary doesn't become owner of waqf object. So he will own only the benefit, or he will have a beneficial right, for example, rather than being owner of the subject matter itself in a waqf. If he becomes owner, then it means he will be eligible to consume it. And if he can consume, the beneficiary can consume a waqf, it means there will be no recurrence in the charity, there will be no perpetuity, and that will make it a common sadaqah. So these are the things that will differentiate. Corpus object cannot be consumed. Corpus non-consumable, it means a mawquf bihi, whatever is a waqf cannot be consumed in itself. It can be benefited from. Revenues generated from this waqf or usufruct created from this waqf will be something that will be benefited from, rather than allowing the consumption of waqf itself. Stipulation of donor not applicable is zakat. If someone is giving a zakah, he stipulates to the beneficiary, okay, I am giving this zakah, but you spend this on your education. he cannot. He cannot put this condition. In Sadaqah as well, he cannot. But in Waqf, stipulation of or the conditions set by the Waqif or donor has to be honored, has to be complied with, because in fiqh literature there is a famous quote that shartul waqif kanassi shari, kanassi sharia. So if waqif stipulates something, it will be taken as if it is coming from sharia itself.
Islamic finance learning made simple and memorable.